I'm going to start off with a Montana Fly Company wide gap streamer hook. This is a straight eye hook and 1/0. On that hook, I've got a Hairline Rainbow brass cone. This is a 7/32. Before I get started laying down thread, you can put several turns of 025 lead on this and slide it up under the hook. I'm not going to because I know I'm going to use this with a sink tip, so I don't really need it. For a tail, I'm going to use some Marabou, and we want some longer stuff here. We want to create this profile that's fairly long in the tail that builds toward the front. So we need to go with some pretty long fibered Marabou. The next stack I'm going to put in is going to be a little bit shorter than this first stack. So I'm going to stack it right on top, but I want it to be just a touch shorter. So I'm looking at somewhere around there. You see the difference in the ends of these fibers compared to that fiber. We're just always thinking taper. Next, we're going to add just a pop of color with some chartreuse. Now we're going to add some silver polar chenille for the body. I'm going to start off by candy caning this, not touching wraps to begin with. Leave a little bit of open space in between these wraps. Until we get to this point, now we're going to do touching wraps from here forward. Brush these out with a dubbing brush. So candy caning these and keeping the wraps fairly far apart back here helped our taper. So you can tell this is thinner material back here, and as we got toward the head, that material got a little bit thicker. So that's helping our taper. You're going to hear me spout the word taper for the rest of my time on YouTube. I swear. Just like before, we're going to add another little pop of color on top of this wing. Next, we're going to mix some chartreuse schlappen and some white schlappen. We're going to palmer them to make a collar at the same time. So I'm going to start off by taking the very tip and just preening these down and backwards on both the white and the chartreuse. So since this fly is white forward, I'm going to put the white on top of the chartreuse. And tie them in both at the same time. And now palmer these at the same time. Just making a collar. And whip finish. One thing to watch out for on the collar. You don't want to use really long fibered schlappen. If you do, your collar will end up bleeding into the underbody and it won't have the same effect. So use pretty short fibered schlappen for both your white and your chartreuse, and you'll be good to go. Brush this out a little bit. And you have the finished Lil' Kim.